What's up, guys? Frankie Forsyth back here with another video, and today I want to talk about the topic of semen retention and how a lot of guys don't want to do this or are afraid of it because they're afraid of their shadow. They're afraid of their dark side, their inner potentiality for darkness and evil. And in a certain perspective, it's understandable because a lot of people aren't exposed to their shadow until they do something that is as revealing as semen retention. And it really brings your spirit into the light. And as you know, if you're, familiar with Jungian psychology or the way the persona and ego have a kind of dualistic nature or a dualistic connection to the shadow, it's very hard to see your subconscious and your inner shadow, your inner potential for darkness and evil. It's really hard to see this when you're in the darkness. I mean, you can see this in everyday life, you know what I mean? Like, if you're walking in the night, you can't see your shadow because there's no light to shine on your body to cast the shadow. You're sort of in a neutral position, and this is where a lot of people are when they're watching porn and jerking off every day in a constant chase of dopamine and instant gratification. They're just in the darkness, so there's nothing to cast the light to show the dual nature of the person. And when you get on semen retention, you will certainly have a good degree of lightness about you and righteousness about you, but it will also make you when you have one thing, you also have to face the exact, what is the word I'm looking for? The exact inverse of that. So, say you are a very lustful person, which a lot of people are that watch porn and stuff like this. When you get on semen retention, you're not going to feel this lust anymore. You're going to start to feel more love for people in general. But this is also when you begin to see what you've done in the past. You know what I mean? What you've lusted, how disgusting your lust was in the past, and what kind of crazy situations that it got you into. And this will make you realize that you aren't the same person anymore. And a lot of people get scared of this because a lot of people are scared of change, and a lot of people, like I said before, they haven't really seen that dark side of themselves until they get on to something as revealing as semen retention. And like I said, from a perspective, it's understandable. I mean, I did this myself, you know what I mean? Anybody who says they hasn't is probably lying. When you start doing this, you start to get afraid of your shadow, and you want to start getting back into that dopamine release cycle. And it's a hard cycle to break out of, you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, you can't really see your shadow until you're in the light, because otherwise everything is just darkness anyways. You can't see the dark things you do until you can see the light about yourself as well. There's really a dualistic nature to everything. I mean, that's one of the laws of Hermeticism, if you've ever read about that or know some things about that, but it's actually quite a few of them. It's intertwined with the laws of gender, the law of duality, and stuff like this. A lot of things are twofold. However, from another perspective, you can see them as threefold. But yeah, you just got to keep going, man. You got to battle your demons. Every day is a war, man. Every day is a spiritual war, you know? Like, the further you go on semen retention, the more women will try to bring you back into your past lustful life, because that's the way they're living right now. They're living in lust, a lot of them, but not all of them. Same thing with men. A lot of men nowadays are just living in lust. I say nowadays, but this has been a problem since, you know, antiquity. This is why these things are written in things like the Bible, things like Taoism, things like the Quran, things like the Vedas of India, Brahmacharya, and it's a never-going battle, you know what I mean? But, you know, we have the power to change the world, you know? The change starts with us and you, the viewer. But this journey really is beautiful, man, you know? Like, just yesterday I was going into the gym and, you know, I started, I'm really getting back on a longer streak again. Not just a few days or some bullshit. I'm back into the weeks now. But once you get past a week or two and you're really serious about this stuff, like you try not to have any lustful thoughts about women. You know, we're humans at the end of the day. You're gonna have thoughts every now and then, but the key is catching them and shutting them down as soon as possible, because lust is a thing that just grows on itself. It's kind of like a fungus almost. Like you feed lust. You have to starve it. You have to starve lust. That's the key to going on longer streaks. You have to starve lust, right? Especially when when it's hungry. You know, especially when you have those serious urges to look at, you know, some booty online or something, or go to the gym and, you know, edge and look at some girls and stuff, and are always staring at them and stuff. You have to create a covenant with your eyes. You have to be disciplined in the eye. You know? Like, imagine how much easier it would be to be sexually disciplined if you didn't have vision. So much easier. It's the eyes that trick you a lot. You have to look with these two eyes, but see with this one. You see what I'm saying? Two eyes to look, but one eye to see. And where was I going with this? Oh yeah, last night I was going into the gym, and when you get on a longer streak, people really start to feel your aura. Like, your aura is growing, and they see you as a leader. They truly see you as a leader. And I'm starting to get on a longer streak, and I know that I'm going to take this one seriously. Like, I'm going to go for months at least. And I was going into the gym yesterday, and on the way in, I saw a couple guys, and the one guy nodded at me. He was like, "What's up, dog?" You know, just acknowledging me, giving me the nod, like he has respect for me. I'm like, all right, that's kind of out of the ordinary. I don't know. I just said, you know, what's up? And I walk in the door, and I'm going to work out, and I'm doing arms, so I'm doing close grip bench press. I was doing 4 sets of 8 I don't want to be prideful, so I'm not gonna tell you guys how much weight I was doing, but it was a decent amount of weight. And the one guy, this guy is huge. He's an Asian guy that works out there. This dude is massive. But I was working out and he stops me and he asked me to borrow a couple 10-pound weights that were on the power cage that I was working on. I'm like, of course, yeah, go ahead, borrow them. And then he really just wanted to do that just so he could talk to me, and he was like, my God, you're strong, bro. And I was like, yeah, appreciate it, man. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, you're huge, bro. And he's like, oh yeah, I don't touch the heavyweights though. And I was like, okay. And we just went on with our workout. But see, this is what I mean. Men start to see you as a leader, and and the same thing for women too. And just this morning, bro, I'm taking a walk through my neighborhood, and it's Saturday today, so the kids were out just riding their bikes and stuff. There's a lot more kids in my neighborhood now. It used to be just a bunch of elderly people, which I guess they've went into nursing homes over the years and started to die, unfortunately, but this is just the circle of life. But I'm just walking through my neighborhood, and I'm walking around the corner, and I just see a couple young girls. They were probably I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, just riding their scooters around. And I was just walking past, and the one was like, hey, and I just just waved, and the other one said hey too, and I'm just like, all right, and I just keep going because they sense that you're turning into a good person. You know what I mean? They, especially women, even from a young age, women have a natural gift of discernment and, what is the word I'm looking for? Intuition about who has good intentions and who doesn't have good intentions. Because this is what they need to have to survive, because they don't have physical strength, you know what I mean? They can't fight off people. They need to have discernment. So once you get on a longer streak and you really take this thing seriously, people, women, men, children will all see you as a righteous leader of a man. You are a man's man, a godly man. They'll see the light in you. And that's just the way it was always meant to be, you know what I mean? All men were meant to be like this, meant to be respectable, but unfortunately, and I'm not blaming men for this. I mean, I was in this same position too, a few years ago, especially in my teenage years, where I'm just caught in this dream world of lust, because porn just eats you alive, man. That shit really does eat you from the inside out, and you don't even know what it's doing to you, because it's such a slow decay of mind and spirit that you don't realize until sometimes it's too late. But that's the end of this one, guys. Hopefully I'll do some more content like this soon, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.